What is going on, guys? Scar coming at you with another Magic the Gathering deck. Today we're going to be diving again into Historic as we kind of wait for Ichor to come out. I wanted to kind of keep the theme of what our last Historic video was, which was a mono blue tempo-ish Historic deck. Today we're going to be diving into a mono blue mill deck. I have already made a mono blue mill deck. There'll probably be a card somewhere to show off that mono blue mill deck for standard, so I want to do a historic version just because it's pretty similar to the standard version, but you know, we have access to a few of the historic cards that can kind of maybe slow down your opponent to kind of allow you to get, you know, additional mill in on them, or just kind of like slow them down if they're playing something a little bit aggressive. Overall, the list plays pretty good. Usually what happens, I never actually mill anybody. It gets to the point where either I control them down enough to where they just kind of give up because they kind of realize what's inevitably going to happen. But overall, the deck is pretty fun to play, and it can take a while just because, you know, sometimes people don't want to give up immediately. But overall, I would give the deck a pretty fun rating. I don't think it's super competitive, as, you know, historic kind of is a little bit faster maybe than even standard. But it is a fun little kind of control deck that you can kind of annoy your opponents with if you just want to, you know, have some fun in standard before Ichor. Enough of that said, guys. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you want to see me post more videos, hit the subscribe button so you know when my videos go live, and let's move on to the deck. Alright, so moving on into the deck, it's pretty much similar to my mono blue deck, like I was saying in the intro, but overall it plays a couple cards differently. We kind of go with more of an enchantment mill as well as whenever we play blue spell mill, so we kind of double up on our mill pieces. So pretty much the way the deck starts off is we play a Merfolk Secretkeeper. Pretty good, you know, has double effectiveness. It's 1 mana, mill the top 4 of opponent's graveyard if we want to, or our own. As well as it has, you know, a creature cost of 1, so we get a 0/4 wall for 1 if we need another creature on the board if we want to slow our opponent down. Then you got the Sage of Mysteries. This is that enchantment card. Whenever we play an enchantment that enters battlefield in our control, target player puts the top 2 cards of their library into their graveyard. Kind of allows us to start our mill a turn earlier than if we were to play Drowned Secrets. When we have this out turn 1, play Drowned Secrets turn 2, we are activating this on our turn 2, which is pretty good. We play some So Tinies, kind of goes into that slowing our opponent down, gives our opponent's creature -2/-0, and then if our opponent has more than 7 cards in their graveyard, that creature then gets a -6/-0, which can completely decimate a card that maybe is trying to ramp up with some counters, especially as we get further and further in the game. It has flash, so you know, we can hit our opponent's creature and pretty much nullify attack if we really have nothing else to do. Playing some Spell Pierces just because it's a very solid counter spell for 1. It's instant, very good early game, especially if we're playing against some deck that's trying to combo with something or trying to get just some early presence on the board. Then we got 4 Drowned Secrets, pretty much the other mill card that whenever we cast a blue spell, just in general, whenever we cast it, it doesn't even have to make it to the battlefield. They automatically have to mill the top 2 cards. Gets pretty interesting. Omen Secrets, just because it's another, you know, utility card that allows us to draw a card and also scry. Also then interacting with the Sage of Mysteries as well as the Drowned Secrets, and then we can scry if we want to kind of figure out something in the top of our deck. Then you got Quench, another counter target spell unless it's controller phase 2. This is kind of like just another cheaper counter that we can play early game, kind of not tapping ourselves out, allowing us to counter something early, you know, and making our opponent pay 2 if they have it. Then you got the Wall of Lost Thoughts, just another big defender, kind of allow us to kind of slow our opponent down, especially if they play small creatures. Also, the ability of this to make our opponent mill again when it comes into play is a very solid thing. And if we have other cards on the battlefield like our Drowned Secrets, this card, you know, kind of gets, you know, additional cards. Brazen Borrower, just to annoy our opponent, to either bounce a target creature and or non-land permanent back to their hand. It can also trigger the Drowned Secrets, which is good twice because the creature ability also has flash, so we can kind of play them both instantly. Didn't Say Please, just because it's a solid counter, as well as it, you know, makes our opponent mill, which is very good. So it's a dual purpose for 3 and it counters any spell. Mirrormade, if we draw this and we don't draw another Drowned Secrets, is another way to get more Drowned Secrets on the board to mill our opponent quicker. Thought Collapse, another counter target spell. Target opponent puts top 3 cards on top of their library, just as well. Just like Didn't Say Please, just a little different of a spell. You know, either or is fine. We played 2 Jaces just so that we can mill our opponent as well as draw a card. And then if we get to 8, we can draw 7 cards if we really want to fill our hand back up. But I mean, the draw and mill is pretty much one of the things. I know I could probably play the uncommon Ashiok. That's also a very good card, because I don't think that allows our opponents to search their library. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. And then as well as 2 sleeps, just to kind of like, if we get kind of like overwhelmed, we can kind of tap down our opponent for 2 turns. It is a sorcery, so we can't actually like, you know, play on their turn, tap them down. But it is a solid sorcery that allows us to kind of just get an extra turn without them attacking their face, unless their creatures have haste that they may play on their turn, that, you know, that they would have all their creatures tapped. Castle Vantress just for the scry, and then 22 islands. Overall, the deck is pretty good. I mean, there's a few things I would possibly tweak. Like I said, maybe we put the Ashiok in there. It's a little bit cheaper, I think, than the Jace. If we're not really using the Jace for the games, we may do that a little bit later in the video. But as of right now, this is the list we're running. See what we can do with it, and let's see what happens. All right, so we're just gonna play some play matches, as I'm still very unfamiliar with the format overall. I don't know if like the historic ranked format is filled with, like, you know, top tier decks. But overall, the decks we're playing are just very simple, very basic, nothing really too crazy. So hopefully get paired with more decks that are like that, rather than something that maybe that's a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more on meta that probably would decimate our face if we do play something. So we're just gonna dive into a match, see what happens. Hopefully it goes well. Overall, the matches have been pretty interesting. There's some matches where maybe my hand didn't go the way I wanted it to, and there's some matches where I guess I made my opponent just so aggravated that they just literally conceded the game once, you know, I got some board control. Overall, this hand's okay. There's no really like anything that like mills, but we're on the draw. We have 3 mana. We also have a couple walls. I mean, the one benefit is this stops a lot of 1/1s. This is a decent wall, so I guess we can play turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, or turn 3 we leave this open, or just see what our opponent's playing. Maybe our opponent's playing slow, so we'll go from there. All right, so they're probably playing some sort of life gain, which could be okay. Interesting. White Siphon. Interesting. We'll play this and say go. Drew another land, which is not great. Green white. Oh wow. Probably some green white enchantment is my best guess at this point. I don't want them to attack into us, so might as well play this. Target you. So angel enchantments is what I can gather. Kind of unfortunate that we're kind of going second. It's fine. They're not going to attack. We don't have anything. I think I'm going to leave this, let them go. It's whenever you enchant. Yeah. So we're not going to do anything and end turn. We're going to react to what they do, because they may play an enchantment to grow this. See, as they're thinking. I mean, we're doing okay. They're already down to 15 cards. Becomes a 3/3. That becomes a 2. Oh, let's didn't say plays it. They can't really replay it unless they decide to get rid of the cards and tap this down, so they may play another enchantment. Or they just did that. It's fine. It's nothing too crazy. I mean, this is not helping that we're drawing lands. We'll play a land. I guess play another wall. I mean, the best thing you can do right now is just mill their enchantments out of their hand from going in their hand. I mean, really what I need is an enchantment to happen. I mean, I guess I could copy here, or I could wait and see what other enchantments they play, and I can always copy over to them. So there's that. So I do have a utility with using this to copy something that they may be playing because they're playing enchantments, so we'll kind of wait and see. What does this do? Interesting. So we're gonna we'll Mirrormade that. And we're gonna target you. We'll get rid of that so you can't play another one. No attacks. And turn. Resolving. So they spend a lot of their mana to do that, which is pretty crazy. So I'm just gonna let it happen. But I mean, I can always take the Mirrormade back, so it's no big deal. Well, I mean, what I could do is be annoying and actually bounce this back. So then it gets nullified. So what I may do is here is let them go and turn. What they're gonna do is probably play an enchantment now. I would assume. They have graveyard, so they can play their... I'm gonna play that again, it's fine. They're gonna play their Griffin, sweet. Okay. They're gonna pass to attackers. I will play this. And let's be annoying and we'll target this. So that just has no damage on it. It's unfortunate because there's no interaction there. Might as well leave this up because it can block flyers. No attacks. We'll play another Sage and we'll say go. See what happens. It's kind of interesting they wasted this on that. If we can get a way to bounce this Banish and Light or something, that'd be cool. They are at 27. Fine. I mean, it's not like they're right now their Contestant Champion really can't grow out of the negative unless they really pump it. So pretty much we got a block here. So we have to block down at least. They're gonna Voltron it, which is, I would say probably they shouldn't unless they can give a trample. I will block here. I mean, the hope here now is to grab like a Brazen Borrower or a Sleep. Could give me like time to possibly react. That is like really the only play here. That doesn't help. That's GG's because we have no flyers. So we'll move on to the next game. But, I mean, we kind of had an interesting play on our opponent. It's just unfortunate we drew a lot of lands there. I mean, it's not the worst thing, but we also didn't draw any of our other factors. Got him down to like 20-ish, somewhere in the mid-20s cards left in library. It's just that we didn't draw enough to answer their efforts. Another thing I could have done was also probably hold on to the Brazen, maybe not put it on the, maybe wait it out and see if they would have pumped. Maybe I was too hesitant to actually play the Brazen immediately for the bounce back. But other than that, not too terrible. Maybe we can draw something with a little bit of Mirrormade. We go first this time, so it's not a terrible hand. I guess we'll keep. We have 3 lands, so just don't have a lot of our juice right now. Okay. Does that have haste? It does have haste. Interesting. Do I want to enchant it? I'll take the 1. And unfortunately, we drew another land. So we'll go. So we're playing against some sort of aggro deck. So this is actually a good test to see what we're doing. I'm going to assume it's like a red burn deck, is what my guess is. I'd rather wait and see what they play. Interesting. They're holding back. Another Brazen Borrower doesn't really help us here in this mill situation. But I guess we can hold out and see what they play, because I mean, they're just playing. I guess they're gonna just ping us for 1 until we do something, is my best guess. Why don't we just play this at the end of the turn? Just to make him wanna either sacrifice it or do something about it. So they can't actually damage me unless they decide to. So they're playing like some sort of big red. Interesting. They're thinking about it. All right. So they got annoyed, so they shocked me and they flung 1 at me. So now that they finally did that, we can, I guess, let them play their game. Interesting. They have something in their hand. I guess I'll play a wall. I do something for board presence. All right, so playing like a goblin tribal, maybe? Yeah, it looks like a goblin-esque deck. Nah. All right, as Menace. I don't know what we're gonna... It's not an artifact. I guess we'll bounce it. We'll just play the bounce back game until we can actually all attack a non-human troop. Ooh, nice, get trample, sweet. It's fine. That's a better target than me actually. I'll throw my Borrower out here. So I'd rather you. It's like I'd rather you do that than... I mean, I could have just realized I could have just taken this, but it's no big deal. I'm just gonna hit them in the face, I guess. That's fine. Doesn't have haste. It's fine. As long as I stall their threats, we're all good here. A great card would be, I mean, that's fine too. I'll still hit him in the air. I'm gonna hit for 3, but I mean, I think we're in a point where we're milling 6 a turn. They already have 31 cards. They only have 1 card left. Let's throw you back. You. And then I can throw it in, past the blockers, can't block. That's fine, I'll play this in response. So you. And they gave up because they just saw what we were doing here. So I think we snuck out. I mean, we didn't have anything to go afterwards, so I guess they were just frustrated they were milling their face, and they're like, I'm just gonna get out of this matchup. So I mean, that's an interesting way the deck works. I would say that they were playing rather slow. I feel like they could have taken a lot of advantage against us since we really weren't playing anything. We were just kind of sitting back. I think the one thing I think I got to work on is that this deck is kind of missing some draw mechanics. I guess we'll play this and this. I mean, we don't have much yet again. I do have a decent curve, I think. It's just, I guess sometimes it's like, darn. Interesting. I guess we'll play this. Play your face. So they're playing like a borrow step, which I think I'd saw a lot of white mana, which is, I guess, good on our part. So I guess next time we just sit back. They have 1 mana. Okay, so they played their white mana. Sweet. It'd be nice if we had drew another land so we can get Jace out. They're looking at our creatures. Got a flyer. Okay, that could get a little frustrating because we can't do anything really about flying. We'll play that. We'll pass no blocks and turn. See what happens here. Got another mana. They're looking at their mana. Are they gonna pump the red cap? They're playing another red cap. I don't know what they have. Might as well get rid of their weasel red cap. They could have something else and they just made us play that. So we'll just get rid of more of their stuff. Okay. I mean, they still have mana open to pump this to a 2-0. I'll take 1. I mean, I'll take 1 all day. That's fine. I'll block here. Quench is good, so I can play the Sage. Kind of sucks we didn't draw a land. Will not attack. Let's go. So yeah, 4th mana. They may think, oh, he doesn't have anything. fine, because I'm still just gonna block. I'll still block here, here, and here. So I'll make them burn cards in their hand. Drew our 4th mana. We'll play Jace. Give him like another body to attack, because I mean that's what they probably will do. Drew Thought Collapse, not bad. See, now they're probably gonna want to attack Jace, just because he's gonna mill them as well. I mean, we're at 39 cards. It'd be nice if we drew an enchantment. Have not been lucky. I know I have a few of them in here. Fine, Jace, nice. I mean, I'm still just gonna block across the board. Jace is still alive, so we'll block. I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll just block across the board. Jace will take 4. I didn't take a single point of damage. And my hope is to draw. Hope is to draw something off the Jace. I mean, I drew another Jace, which is fine. I could play it, or you know, I'll just leave it for now, because maybe they won't. Maybe they'll just attack this one to make sure they block it, because they do have to go all in. No, the assumption would be that they would need to attack with multiple creatures into that. So these two are coming. So I don't know where their damage is going. I think everything's going. I think this is the only thing coming at me. It's fine. Well, Jace is dead. I guess I'll. We'll take here. It doesn't have trample. Might as well annoy them by I mean, I guess this is fine. We'll play Jace. And they'll be like, oh my god, he just played it. How?
How you play the hand of death.
Oh, we draw land. That's not bad. Well, the question is, are they gonna do the same thing? I mean, I'm tapped out, so I mean, my best guess would you should play something, but they may just be like, I'm just gonna kill Jace. All right, so they drew a Fervent Knight. Nice. So they're playing like a Knight deck, I just realized. I wonder if there's Embercleave in this. Now, what a good spell would be in this situation is to draw like a Sleep, which is a possibility. But I mean, I only played 2. They're really analyzing our board. They have 2 to pump. All right, it's a 3. They're tapped out. The question is, do I save Jace? That's 2 damage. That is just enough. Okay, that's everybody. That's at me. That's at me. Well, I mean, I guess I'll block here. Can't block the height. How much is this? There's those there. I mean, I guess I'll take 4. I'm not really worried about it at the moment. Sure. I think Jace is dead anyway. Not the biggest of deals. I mean, it'd be really, really funny if I do this and do that. So now you have to like legit. Oof. Oof. Feels bad. You realize you have to pump that up completely. Okay. It's a 1-1 now. I'm gonna assume he pumps this. This is where I need to sleep. So he pumped his flyer, that's fine. We'll block here, we'll block here, and we'll block here, because that's all I can do. Take whatever damage I get out of this. That is not asleep. How many cards do we get to? I can't see. 23. Darn. Darn, darn, darn. Visitor sleep on top. There's a sage and an enchantment. Fortunately, that doesn't help us, so we'll give up, unfortunately. The only thing I would have saved this there just because the board got out of hand would be asleep. But overall, I mean, we held off pretty well. I mean, I think the Jaces helped, but we didn't dig deep enough to find the cards we need. I would say overall, I may need to tweak the draw cards in the deck. I don't know why I'm talking here. I can't really go over my deck in general, so sometimes I guess it's weird. So I guess as good as the mill cards are, like the mill counters, they're good, but they're not good, if that makes sense. I mean, it'd been helpful if that game too, if we would have drawn any of the Brazen Borrowers, because we could have been able to throw them up in the air, block the air creatures. So part of me wants to maybe just get rid of maybe a little bit more counters, since I already play a heavy amount of counters. Maybe I drop 2 spell pierces, add in some draw effects. I don't know if I go, maybe I would get rid of the spell pierces. I don't know. I would say maybe go with either, I'm trying to think of what's a good, let me just, can I just like do that? Does that make sense? For blue. So let's take a look. Let's turn this on so I can see anything. I mean, I could play this land and just battlefield tapped, which isn't terrible. I mean, it's the only thing is if we play it later game, it's not bad. We can tap 5, we can draw 2 cards. But we have to sacrifice it. It's meh. I mean, I could always play an enchantment on my creatures, maybe pump them up, but it doesn't seem too great. I'm thinking I would probably, I think I forgot to throw in here, now looking at it, is, where is it? I think it's like 6 mana. I think it's for the story, if I'm not mistaken, right? Into the story. I think if we throw 2 into the stories, this is a good late game draw. I think that's pretty good. The other thing too, I could throw in here. I don't want to throw in too many I think the So Tiny is actually pretty decent of a slow down your creatures. It doesn't really kill anything, so maybe it's not the play, but I mean, the benefit of it is it kind of helps with the Sage. The goal is to play like a mixture of enchantments and a mixture of spells to kind of create a mill effect. I mean, really the main effect here though, the Sages help, like Drowned Secrets, maybe draw a couple more Omens in here. Maybe tone down, no. Maybe tone down one of each, put in 2 more Drowns. Because the goal would be to draw more cards. So I think overall, if we kind of maybe did something like this list would be pretty good. But guys, if you like this video, let me know in the comments below what you think. I mean, if you've been playing with a mono blue mill list, maybe in historic or something, you want to throw it my way, and maybe I can kind of like see and kind of compare. That'd be pretty awesome. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you want to see me when I post more videos, hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you in the next video.